What's up, guys? Your boy Benny. We take the president's security very seriously and obviously want him to be safe everywhere, especially in his home. That's why we're so angry about the FBI raid at Mar-a-Lago, and it's why we're so angry that Donald Trump took a bullet to the head just 2 weeks ago in Butler, Pennsylvania. However, I got to tell you, being a Florida resident and being part of the America First movement, we do get invited to Mar-a-Lago quite a bit. We've been to Mar-a-Lago, dinners, fundraisers, little events like that, right? You go there for meetings and things, and really like going to Mar-a-Lago. Think it's a really cool spot. When I saw this story, I said, oh, wait, it's another crackpot going into Mar-a-Lago, because on occasion, especially when you go to Mar-a-Lago, you realize that the place is really locked down with security. And I know, like, you joke about the Secret Service, and the Secret Service deserves a lot of scrutiny, an enormous amount of scrutiny, for what happened in Butler, Pennsylvania. However, if you go to Mar-a-Lago, dude, those guys have that place locked up tight. Now, I don't know if it's exactly Secret Service or if it's like a mix of Secret Service and private security, but dude, you are not walking into Mar-a-Lago. Okay, you make that very, very clear. Every time we go there, your name better be on a damn list. There are very heavily armed individuals that meet you at the front gate. You are not allowed to proceed past the front gate. And if you go on the property, and you go where you're not supposed to go, like I did one time, where I sort of like stepped into a grass patch. Not that I was trying to do anything. I was trying to get a photograph, right, of an American flag. Dude, you try and take a photograph, security will swarm you. Okay, you are not allowed to while out at Mar-a-Lago. So, like, you know, keep it tight if you get invited there, because they are watching you. Rightfully so. It's the president's house, right? Obviously, it's like the president's house, like the Southern White House is what they call it. So I saw this headline. I said, you know what? It's just another crazy crackpot trying to get on to Mar-a-Lago and, you know, say he knows Donald Trump. And that happens on occasion. People get arrested. Then I read the first line, and I'm like, uh-oh, there's something more here. Check this out. Chinese citizen arrested repeatedly trying to get into Trump's Mar-a-Lago. People do get arrested because it's locked down like Fort Knox, and people try to sneak into Mar-a-Lago. It's a big estate. Palm Beach County records show that Ji Lee, 38, is in jail and being held on a $10,000 bond. All right, okay, just another crazy person trying to get into Mar-a-Lago. Here's where the twist comes in. A Chinese citizen was arrested after police say he repeatedly tried to get into Mar-a-Lago. According to the Palm Beach Post, Ji Lee, 38, of El Monte, California, claimed that he had documents to tie his home country's government to the July 13th assassination attempt on Trump during the rally in Butler, Pennsylvania. Say what now? He says that he has documents proving the Chinese government tried to kill Trump. What? Say what now? The shooter, Matthew Thomas Crooks of Bethel, Pennsylvania, was killed by Secret Service agents after the bullets he fired struck Trump's ear, narrowly missing his skull, hit 3 of his supporters, and he killed Corey Compratore. Following the assassination attempt, Secret Service increased security around Trump's estate and other properties. Palm Beach Post reported that they also prompted the agency's decision to close South Ocean Boulevard next to Mar-a-Lago effective July 20th. So they've closed down an entire road, right? So you can't even drive by it. Lee's first of several attempts to reach Mar-a-Lago the night before, on July 19th, when Lee, so it was right after the assassination. It was less than a week after the assassination attempt. Lee reportedly drove up to the estate's main entrance in a gray Toyota Prius, told Secret Service agents that he had documents showing that China was involved in the attempted assassination attempt. Wow. However, Trump was not at home. He was in Milwaukee for the Republican National Convention. So maybe this guy is a little kooky, right? I mean, it's pretty obvious that Trump was at the Republican National Convention. Who knows? Can we see the documents, please? Can you just tweet them? How about that, Mr. Lee? Agents reportedly told Lee that he was trespassing and was not allowed on the property and issued him a written warning. Police told Lee that he was not permitted to return to Mar-a-Lago, and if he did, he'd be arrested. Lee next visit to Palm Beach was on July 22nd, where footage from town security cameras showed that he drove east and went over the bridge twice, first in the morning and then in the afternoon. Trump was at Mar-a-Lago that day, returning from Wisconsin, the RNC convention. Lee was spotted again on July 30th, driving towards the security checkpoint in Mar-a-Lago. So they're tracking this guy more than they track the shooter. Thomas Crooks. Like they're tracking this Chinese national who has documents that allegedly connect the Chinese government to Trump's assassination. Like they know his whereabouts better than they knew the actual guy that tried to kill Trump. What's going on here? Police approached Lee as he was blocking the lane of traffic during a stop and noticed the Mar-a-Lago address on Lee's GPS system, according to the arrest report. Lee was released and left town, but he returned an hour later when his car was spotted south of Mar-a-Lago, so he was behaving very suspiciously anyway. Secret Service again stopped him and told him not to return to Mar-a-Lago. The police said Lee kept trying to get into the property. Officers found Lee and arrested him at an intersection. This dude was desperate to get into Mar-a-Lago. So this is similar to what you'll see entering Mar-a-Lago, right? So this is the Mar-a-Lago entrance, and if you drive up there, you'll see, there's officers, big black security cars. I mean, you're not getting in there, right? You aren't getting in there. Massive signs here saying, hey, you're on Secret Service protected property. You are not allowed, you better have a invitation, so to speak. Trump was not at home when Lee was arrested, but the former president will return this weekend. Temporary flight restrictions are scheduled to go into effect over his home. Palm Beach Post reported that Lee is also not the first Chinese citizen to face charges for trying to gain access to Mar-a-Lago. A Chinese woman was arrested in 2019 by Secret Service. She lied to get her way into the club and claimed that she wanted to talk to Trump about economic relations between China and the United States. Court records show that Lee used a Mandarin translator and that the judge gave him a no-contact order for Trump and anybody associated with the campaign and the Mar-a-Lago property. His next court appearance will be Monday the 5th. Well, okay, so that's the story. Is this guy just a psychopath? Is he just a crazy person? People go crazy all the time. Fine. Yeah, totally. Does this man actually have connections to the Chinese government? Does he have information and data that connects the Chinese government to Trump? I mean, presumably you could just post it on the internet, right? Interesting. I mean, truly. Some people say that this may have been some part of an Iranian assassination plot. Okay, so this was like the article that was published in CNN. Secret Service ramped up security after receiving intel of an Iranian plot to assassinate Trump. So people are trying to sort of tie in maybe like the foreign powers here. But Trump has been going on the trail and talking a lot about China. Like Trump and the China relationship is something that's of great interest, right? The rise of China is only necessitated and facilitated by the United States and entirely dependent on the United States economy. China is totally intertwined with America, and Donald Trump wants to make America great again, not China. Our elites for the last 50 years in this country have been doing everything they can to build up other nations instead of America. It's completely and totally evil, and it's wrong. And specifically over the last 20 to 30 years, they've been obsessed with building up China for effectively to get slave labor. So our elites have sold us out to China. Donald Trump called that out, and Donald Trump governed like that, putting big tariffs on Chinese goods and so on. China didn't like an American leader that was finally tough on them. And so, yeah, China's always top of mind for Trump. Donald Trump, can you imagine President Xi dealing with Biden? Biden walks in and falls asleep. Donald Trump, when talking about getting Joe Biden out of the race, immediately talked about Xi Jinping. Again, the Chinese leader is top of mind for the president.
The other night. Amazing. He kicked that old broken down pile of crap. Yeah. It's a bad guy. He just quit, He's quitting the race. Is that right? Yep, I got him out of the race. And that means we have Kamala. I think she's going to be better. She's so bad. She's so pathetic. It's so amazing. It's just so bad. So I just can't imagine. But can you imagine that guy dealing with Putin and the president of China, who's a fierce person? He's a fierce man.
So Donald Trump, top of mind, talking about the president of China. They've had, I don't think China wants Trump to become president again. Donald Trump, while he was running for president here before the Iowa caucuses, said that the COVID-19 virus came from a Wuhan lab, calls Joe Biden a Manchurian candidate. Joe Biden has deep and dark connections with China. The Chinese government has pretty much bankrolled the Biden family and probably wants that to continue. There was a $5 million China shakedown text that apparently Joe Biden was on. The whole "I'm sitting here with my dad" text to get money from China. So, there's a lot of skeletons in that closet. So you can understand why China may have a favorite in all of this. I think they've thrown in their lots with the Bidens, right? Here's the news, the breaking news on the break-in at Mar-a-Lago.
Speaking of security, a man who says he has documents linking the Trump shooting to the Chinese government is in custody tonight in Florida. He's charged with trying to enter the former president's Mar-a-Lago estate. Correspondent Dana Marie McNichol is in Palm Beach tonight with the latest on that. Good evening, Dana Marie.
Good evening, Brett. 38-year-old ZG Lee was arrested 2 days ago, but it was not his first attempt at getting into Mar-a-Lago. According to arrest reports, on July 19th, Lee pulled up to the estate's main gate in a gray Prius and told Secret Service agents that he had documents proving China was involved in the attempted assassination. Lee was told by police that he would be arrested if he came back to Mar-a-Lago. Now, because of this interaction, Secret Service increased security around Mar-a-Lago, closing roads around the estate that still remain closed today. Lee lingered in the area just 3 days after he tried to get into Mar-a-Lago. Cameras around Palm Beach tracked Lee's gray Prius going back and forth over the Royal Park Bridge. Now, a week after that, on July 30th, at 10 a.m., Lee drove past Secret Service checkpoints and straight towards the estate's southern gate. Now, in violation of the trespassing warning, he was arrested. It's important to note Trump was not at Mar-a-Lago that day. A judge did give Lee a no-contact order for former President Trump and anyone associated with him or his campaign. He's not the first Chinese citizen to face charges, though, for trying to gain access to Mar-a-Lago. A woman was arrested in 2019 after the Secret Service said she lied to get into the club. The former President Trump, he does split his time between New Jersey and Palm Beach during the summer. He's not here right now, but is expected to return Saturday after traveling to Atlanta for a campaign rally with J.D. Vance. As for Lee, Palm Beach County court records do show that he is still sitting in jail, Brett, on a $10,000 bond. He's expected to be in court on Monday, so of course we're hoping to get a little bit more insight on this whole interaction here in Palm Beach.
Okay.